Yo guys, it's CFB here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. We are finally back. The Premier League has finally kicked off actually today. But Chelsea's season starts tomorrow. It starts tomorrow against the league leaders, Manchester City. And this is the match preview for Chelsea versus Manchester City. So I'm glad I could give you something that's different to constant transfer news, because the transfer news right now, because it's nearing its end, it's again a little repetitive and tiring. Thank God the Premier League's back to save it. Anyway, before we do get into things, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so notified every time I upload a video. Also, first link in the description is my streamer channel and my second channel. Go and check that out. It'd be very much appreciated. And without further ado, let's get straight into it, because I am so excited. I cannot wait for this game tomorrow. And I'm as you see as I go through the video, I'm quite optimistic. Now, I haven't given my Premier League predictions. I've given my expectations on what I expect from Chelsea in the upcoming season. And obviously I said top 4, but that's not me saying I reckon we're going to get top 4. But either way, even against Manchester City tomorrow, I'm optimistic. And obviously, if you've never watched my channel before and this is the first time watching, I give my score prediction towards the end of the video, but I just go through stuff as I'm going through. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the preview. Now, I might be a little rusty because I haven't done a preview video in a while, but let's talk. Let's talk, because we're a weird team. We don't know what Chelsea's going to turn up tomorrow. Obviously, this is a new manager, a new era, with a bunch of new players. Obviously, we bring in so many damn players that we are about to hit a transfer ban. This could be, like I said, this whole season, in my opinion, could either go really, really good, or it could go really, really bad. There's no good, or there's no bad, or there's no middle, or in between. There's none of that. It's either going to be really, really good, or really, really bad, in my opinion. And, you know, I can't judge us based on pre-season. I know a lot of people have, looked at pre-season, especially Rival fans, and have predicted us especially to come like 7th and 8th and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, it's pre-season. You really can't predict pre-season. You can't take pre-season seriously. It's literally just fitness in the legs. It's to see who the manager likes, who he doesn't like. Like in the news recently, he said Ben Chilwell, he's literally came out and said Ben Chilwell needs to leave and go and get minutes. He's literally said that, so I'm expecting Chilwell to be leaving. It's a time for the manager experiment. You know what I'm saying? See what systems he likes, what formations he likes, what player he likes in what position. See if he can play in this position, that position. We've seen Mudryk play right wing. We've seen Nkunku do striker as well as the advanced 8 position, which we're going to get onto later on. There's a lot of things that has happened. Just like our opponents tomorrow, Manchester City, we played them in a friendly and we lost 4-2 in that friendly. And what can I say about that friendly apart from, I think we played well, but defensive issues kind of ruined us. And, but going forward, we do look like a threat. And I've seen that in every single pre-season game, which for this match preview is the only thing I can pretty much go off right now. We do look good going forward, but I think defensively, that might be our woe. That might be our negative part. And that's the one thing that's fearing me tomorrow. Manchester City, we know, are a great team. We know Manchester City are a great team. They've got great players, even despite the players that they've got injured, which is Oscar Bob. He's injured. And Rodri has been confirmed to not be in Manchester City's team for tomorrow. So that is especially Rodri, that is a major plus off our shoulders. Sorry, that's the monitor. But that's a major plus off our shoulders. Because Rodri, you could argue, is one of the best midfielders currently in the world. Like, he is so solid in that DM position for Manchester City. He is so vital to the way they're playing. And with him missing in that City team, that's only benefiting us even more. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I got Manchester City's and Chelsea's injury squad. So like I said, Rodri and Oscar Bob for City are out. But doubtful is Phil Foden, Kyle Walker and John Stones. You could argue one of their best creative players, bar KDB, Phil Foden. Kyle Walker probably their best right back, and John Stones probably their best centre back, which you could probably argue Diaz as well. They've got a great team, obviously. With us, the only person that's out is Reece James. That's the only person that's out. Obviously, the hamstring, but he's also got a suspension anyway. And doubts, there's no doubts. We've not even got one person on our injury book. Well, not injury book. One person that we could look at and go, he might not make it tomorrow. He might not make it. This is weird. We've got pretty much a full fit squad to choose from tomorrow. And you could argue we've got the bloody lot to choose from. We've got so many players to choose from for tomorrow. But I'm excited. I'm very, very intrigued to see what Maresca goes with for tomorrow. Obviously, we've got the home advantage as well tomorrow. There's so many things that are playing into our favour for tomorrow's game. This is why I'm feeling optimistic. You know what I mean? Like I said, Rodri out for City is massive. Massive. If they actually do miss out on Kyle Walker and John Stones and Phil Foden, that is huge blows. You know, but you could argue City can just replace them with, like, you know, Jack Grealish and, you know, they've already got Haaland up front and stuff, you know. But with a full fit team, and we've got we're not mugs. We're not mugs. We've got quality players. The reason why you didn't see it last season is because of the manager. He didn't offer any tactics. We've got a manager who, look, even though I do think he came from the Championship, this might be too much of a big step up for him. There's no denying there is a system he's trying to implement. There's no denying that you're starting to see things in pre-season. Again, I know it's not too much things to read into, but you can see things that you're building on. There was a style of play. There was patterns of play that we've been working on training ground implemented into those games and being used in those games. You could see it. So, you know, there's something there. I'm just hoping it gels well with this team. Now, I can't keep talking on the preview because we've got no games under our belt yet. I'm literally judging everything off pre-season, so I'm sorry if this comes across as a short preview, but we're going to get into what team I reckon Maresca should choose for tomorrow. And this, in my opinion, is our best lineup. So, hey, we're going to get into it right here, right now. I'm really excited for this, so let's get into it. So, just before I do get into the lineup, I just want to quickly say, because Maresca plays a little bit of a confusing formation with what he does with his fullbacks and what his midfielders do and stuff like that. For certain roles, for the next 3 or 4 match previews, I'm going to explain that before I give you the team. But after those first 3 or 4 match previews, I'm not going to explain it, because over the time I think you'll all get the gist of why I've chose those players for certain roles, because they suit them certain roles. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm going to go through the team and then explain why I chose them. So it's going to be right here on the screen right now. So Robert Sanchez in goal, Marc Cucurella left back, Colwill left centre back, Adebayo as your right centre back, Gusto right back, Lavia DM, Enzo Fernandez right centre mid, and Nkunku left centre mid, Mudryk left wing, Jackson as the striker, and Palmer off the right. Now, why have I chose these players? So, with number 1 is Sanchez. I think it's going to be Sanchez. I don't think Jorgensen is ready anyway. And to be fair, I agree in that sense. I don't think Jorgensen is ready yet. So, that's why I'm going to go with Robert Sanchez. You got to admit as well, he's got that Prem experience. I think he's going to be chosen ahead of Jorgensen. I would have Petrovic over both of them personally, but we know that's not going to happen. It's unrealistic. Anyway, Marc Cucurella left back. Now, what I see happening right now is we know the left back or the right back can invert into the midfield, and the other full back inverts into the centre back position. What I think would be better here is if Cucurella, they both can invert into midfield, by the way, but I don't think, especially against Manchester City, I don't think Gusto could do right centre back. I don't think Gusto could do right centre back. I think he can against some teams, but against a calibre like Manchester City, I don't think Gusto's going to be able to do that right centre-back role. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be having Cucurella invert from left-back into a left centre-back, Colwill into that central centre-back position, even though I think Adebayo would be better in that centre position. I don't know, unless there's a way around it so Colwill could go right centre-back, I don't know. But I'd have Colwill, obviously goes into centre-back position, Adebayo off right centre-back. I'd have then Gusto inverting into the midfield. Also, as well, I've chose Colwill and Adebayo because I think that's our best partnership. I think Colwill at the moment looks better than Badiashile. Badiashile looks scared of the ball at the moment from what we've seen in pre-season especially. Colwill just sloppy moments here and there. Adebayo looks way more comfy on the ball and defending wise compared to Wesley Fofana, but that's nothing on Wes. I think Wes, it's just a matter of getting more minutes under his belt so he gets used to that injury that he's had for the past year. You can understand why he's a little bit sloppy. So over time, I reckon it's going to get better and better and better. I think that's our best defence we could possibly go to. Like I said, Gusto would invert into midfield to help out Lavia and join up in those DM roles, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. But he joins into the midfield. Lavia, like I said, I think Lavia is on a different level at the moment. Like, I think, again, I know it's based off pre-season. Don't blast me. Don't shoot the messenger. But he was exceptional. I thought he was our best player in pre-season. I thought he was that good. Enzo Fernandez as well. By the way, this is nothing to Caicedo. You're probably thinking, where's Caicedo? Nothing to Caicedo. I just think Caicedo played very few minutes. Fewer minutes compared to Lavia and Enzo Fernandez. And I think both Lavia and Enzo Fernandez looked better, looked more fitter, looked more sharper. So also as well, if you're playing Lavia, I feel like you need a creative player in that midfield helping out a Lavia. So I think that is Enzo Fernandez right now. I don't think you could play a mid in this Maresca system particular in a 4-3-3. I don't think you could play Lavia, Enzo and Caicedo in the same system. But in any other 4-3-3, I reckon you can. But in this particular system, I don't reckon, because the simple fact of left centre mid being Nkunku. Now you're probably thinking, why have you put Nkunku in centre mid? If you don't know already, he actually plays as a attacking 8. So he does drop back and he does do some of the dirty work at times, but he technically inverts in as what it basically says, an attacking 8. He turns into that 10 type of position, whereas he can do that free roam. He can do that free roam, and that's what we saw the best of him in pre-season. We saw him in that free roam position in this attacking 8 position, and that's where you saw him popping up in random places, getting the goals, creating the chances. That's where you saw him doing the solo run against Club America. You know, it has to be Nkunku. Again, nothing to Drewsbury Hall. He probably does suit the system. He's played in this system before, but Nkunku's head and shoulders. In this type of game, you need to get him ready. And if he's fit and ready, I'm so excited for Nkunku. He's one of my favourite players. I wanted him so badly before he came to Chelsea. He's going to shine tomorrow. He's going to shine tomorrow. Now, one person I'm moving on to now off the left, who I hope shines. These front three, I don't have to talk about the inverted stuff and stuff like that. I don't have to talk about that because they just do their job. Left wing, Mudryk. I'm hoping he does prove me right. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying Pedro Neto, put Pedro Neto in. I would be in agreement with you. I would say, yes, bring in Pedro Neto straight away. But I feel like with only 3 or 4 training sessions with the team, I feel like throwing him straight into the deep end in this type of game, I feel like it's a little bit suicide. Even with the experience he has, I don't think it would go well. So I feel like him maybe coming on with the last 15 or 20 minutes, or maybe even 25 minutes off the bench to impact the game and add that pressure, because he's got that pressing ability about him, and that's what Maresca likes about his forwards. I think it would add a lot to this team. So, but either way, Mudryk, I'm hoping he has a good game. Palmer, we say less about Palmer. Now, I would have Madueke in, but Palmer's too good to miss out on. He only played few minutes in pre-season, but he still looked exceptional in those 3 minutes. So Palmer goes off the right, obviously. And then Jackson as well, played very few minutes in pre-season. But why have I chosen him ahead of Guy? Because I feel like Guy's too inexperienced. But if Guy starts, I'm kind of not complaining. I wouldn't complain. But I'd take the safe option and go with Jackson because he's got that experience. But I wouldn't be against Guy starting because of the simple fact that, especially, I think he did well in pre-season. I thought he looked very, very good. Didn't look scared. Looked all for the ball. Looked like he wasn't scared to show his ability, like some young players do. And it seemed like he had nothing to lose. And also with Jackson as well, he was only recently injured. He's only recently come back from injury about 2 weeks ago now. So, You know, in that sense, I could kind of guess. But we need a striker. You're not trying to say Osimhen. But we'll have to see how that developments. But that's my team. Let me know in the comments down below what your team would be for tomorrow's game. I'm really excited for this. So, starting off with the score prediction. Well, ending off with the score prediction. Now, like I said, there's a lot of things that are going into our favour here. You know, the Rodri injury. Oscar Bob, who was one of their best performers in pre-season, did well against us. With other doubts that they could possibly have compared to us. And like I said, the names that I've just read out, they're no mugs. They're no mugs. There's a lot of experienced players in that team, in our team. With us having the home advantage as well. You know, the crowd, the home crowd would be kicking, the fans, Chelsea fans would be going at it. The boards would be slapping. We would be up for it. You know what I mean? See, I've got to be honest, especially with Rodri. If Rodri was in the game tomorrow, I would probably, I'm not going to lie, be still confident that we could do something, especially how it's still early on in the season. Anything could happen. But I would probably sway a little bit more towards a narrow City win. You got to remember, last season we played quite well against City last season. I know that was last season, but we still played quite well against City last season. Pre-season you don't read much into, but we did play well against Man City. They struggled against us in all 3 games, in my opinion. We did quite well. Unlucky not to win one. But I feel like with them missing Rodri, I'm going to go with a Chelsea win. I'll go with a Chelsea win. I'm going Chelsea 2, Man City 1. I'm going Chelsea 2, Man City 1. We're going to concede. We know our defence is sloppy, unless it's been miraculously sorted out in the last 2 weeks, which I don't think it can. But I think 2-1. I think the fans are going to be up for it. I think the players are going to look at it and go, come on, start the season. We've had a couple years of experience now. Let's go for it. And I have a good feeling about this game. I feel like Nkunku is going to be very vital to this. And I think he's going to definitely get a goal. And I'm really excited for this. Really excited for this. So I'll go with Chelsea 2-1 win. Let me know in the comments down below what your opinions are, your score predictions as well. I'll be very intrigued to know. I'll be here about an hour after kickoff. Might be about an hour after kickoff, around the hour mark. So maybe 45 minutes before, not before kickoff, after kickoff, or maybe a little bit over an hour. I don't know, but be ready with the bell notification on, so notified every time I load a video, because videos come at any time. Felix Here We Go could also come tomorrow, so be ready for that. And like, subscribe as always. Take care all, and come on, up to Chelsea. Let's do this tomorrow. Take care all, and I'll see you ready for the first Premier League game of the season for us tomorrow. Peace.